Rebekah Roth here again, and I just want to say hello and invite you to come with me to my computer. I'm going to cover a very interesting WikiLeaks document that I found from British intelligence, and I'll leave it at that. See you over on my computer.
Okay, here I am on the computer. And the article that I want to share with you, I stumbled across on WikiLeaks in their Global Intelligence Files. This looks like it came out in 2013. And what caught my eye was the headline. Mossad ran 9/11 Arab, quote, quote, hijacker terrorist operation. Well, now imagine that. Now, I'd already found a whole bunch of connections to this Mossad and 9/11. Shockingly, I just had no idea, but it makes sense now because so many people called me an anti-Semite for writing novels that had nothing to do with hating Jews, or Jews, actually. Anyway, this article goes on from WikiLeaks, and it says it's written by Wayne Madsen. And it goes on to say that British intelligence reported in February of 2002, so just like 5-6 months after 9/11, that the Israeli Mossad ran the, quote, Arab hijacker cells that were later blamed for 9/11. I have a screen grab here, so you guys can read it. It may scroll too fast to read, but you can go onto WikiLeaks and easily find this. Mossad ran 9/11 hijackers will get you that. And it talks about how the Mossad had got 6 Egyptian and Yemeni-born Jews. And it says here they infiltrated the cells, but in actuality, they were the cells. Now that we know that Tim Osman was Osama bin Laden, we now know that just look at who's the president of Syria. He started out in Al-Qaeda, went to Al-Nusra, ISIS, HTS, and now he's the chosen president by Israel and the United States of Syria. The people that pay attention know that these terrorists are controlled by us and Israel. So I don't know that Wayne Madsen or even the British intelligence guy that shared this with him were actually aware of that. But there were no Arabs on the planes. So this article goes on to explain how the Mossad team used 6 of these foreign Jewish people to set up flight school, etc., how they communicated with Tel Aviv. Talks a lot about how they used the embassy, the Israeli embassy in Washington, to send coded messages. And that explains why the FBI could never find a piece of paper about this. It talks a lot about the Halevi, the head of the Mossad. It explains a lot of stuff. It talks about how they made these arrangements and how they escaped on an El Al 747 from JFK on the afternoon of 9/11 after everything had been grounded. That airplane managed to take off with the help of the United States government. It's quite an interesting article. It's too long to read and be boring you to death, but talks about the urban movers, their relationship to the Mossad, Mr. Souter, I think his name was Dominique Souter, who was fled the country right after 9/11. Talks about the 5 dancing Israelis. It's basically all here. And if you understand what happened and know that there were no Arabs on the planes, and you know something else was going on, and that something else was an intelligence operation. And this article here, if you really understand it and know that they weren't on the plane, so maybe Wayne didn't know that. Maybe Wayne's just doing the COINTELPRO limited hangout thing with the British guy. I don't know. But keep that in mind as you read through this, that the Mossad ran the 9/11 Arab hijacker terrorist operation. It was an intelligence operation.